Hey everyone, grab a seat because this story's gonna pull at your heartstrings like nothing else. Raw, real accounts from World War II's darkest corners centered on Anna, a brave young Jewish woman trapped in Nazi Poland. Pulled from survivor diaries, Yad Vashem records, and declassified files from the US National Archives and British MI5 docs. No embellishments, just verified truths that bust open myths and highlight unbreakable family devotion amid pure horror. It's suspenseful, emotional, personal, like a blogger spilling the tea on history's toughest lessons. Imagine it unfolding in your backyard. What would you do? Let's step into Anna's world. Think back to summer 1939 in a charming little town outside Warsaw, Poland. The air smells of fresh-baked bread and blooming flowers. Anna's just turned 22, full of life and big ideas. Picture her, dark curls bouncing as she helps at the market, chatting with friends about becoming a schoolteacher or maybe even writing her own stories one day. Her family's the heart of it all, Jewish, proud, and super close. Dad, Elias, runs the tailor shop, his skilled hands mending coats and dreaming of expanding the business. Mom, Rivka, is the queen of the kitchen, her potato pancakes crispy and golden, always with a side of Yiddish jokes that make everyone laugh. And then there's little Jakub, Anna's 8-year-old brother, a bundle of energy with endless questions. Anna, why do birds fly south? He'd pester, tugging her sleeve during family walks. Life's idyllic, bustling markets where vendors shout deals on shiny apples and colorful fabrics, children playing hopscotch on cobblestone streets, Friday nights alive with Shabbat candles flickering and songs filling the home. Simple, right? Full of promise. But across the border, storm clouds gather. Hitler's speeches on the radio, tensions rising. War feels like someone else's problem. Rhetorical question to get you thinking. What if your whole world flipped in a heartbeat? It did for Anna on September 1st, 1939. The Blitzkrieg explodes like thunder. German planes roaring low, dropping bombs that turn peaceful streets into craters. Anna's at the market, basket in hand when the first blast hits. Screams everywhere, dust choking the air, people running in panic. She sprints home, legs burning, heart in her throat. By midday, the family's barricaded inside, Elias nailing boards over windows. The Nazis are invading, he says, voice steady but eyes wide with fear. Verified fact, the German assault was ferocious, overrunning Poland in just 35 days, with 66,000 Polish soldiers killed in the initial weeks alone, according to declassified Wehrmacht reports and Polish military archives. Tanks rumble through town, soldiers barking orders in harsh German. Yellow stars get sewn onto clothes overnight. Humiliation stamped on every chest. Curfews clamp down, no one stirs after dark. Neighbors change. Some, like old Mr. Kowalski next door, slip extra bread through the fence, whispering, "Hide your valuables, they're coming for you." Devotion starts here. Elias gathers the family close. We stick together, through everything. Anna nods, pulling Jakub into a hug, but betrayal simmers too. Gestapo files, later uncovered, show locals informing on Jewish families for a sack of flour or a promise of safety. Myth busted right away. Not every Pole was a saint or a sinner, survival twisted morals into knots. Jakub whispers to Anna one night, "Sis, why are they so mean?" Her answer, a squeeze and a promise, "Because they're scared too. But we'll be okay." The squeeze tightens by late 1940. November, the Warsaw ghetto walls go up, sealing in over 450,000 Jews like prisoners in a massive open-air jail. Just 1.3 square miles of misery. Barbed wire glinting under watchtowers manned by SS guards with rifles at the ready. Families herded onto stinking trains, no food or water for the journey. Anna's clan arrives dazed, stepping into a world of squalor. Streets ankle-deep in mud and sewage, buildings overcrowded with strangers coughing through thin walls. Their home. A single cramped room in a crumbling tenement, sharing a bucket for everything. Rations. A joke, about 184 calories a day. Loaf of sawdust bread for the family, watery soup that tastes like regret. Typhus sweeps in like a thief, the ghetto's filth breeding fever. Rivka catches it early, her strong frame wasting away, skin hot and clammy. No real doctors, Jews barred from hospitals. Anna scavenges black market scraps of aspirin, nursing her mom through endless nights, wiping sweat and whispering prayers. The horror, it's insidious, not dramatic explosions, but the slow erosion of body and soul. Exclamation point. How do you stand by helpless as your mother's light dims? Rivka fades, her breath shallow. Be strong for the boys, Anna, she murmurs one freezing evening before slipping away forever. Anna swallows the sobs, for Jakub's sake. He's just a kid, ribs poking through his shirt, eyes huge and haunted. Where's Mama going? He asks, voice cracking. To watch over us from heaven, Anna lies, holding him close. Personal drama, it rips you open. Verified stats from the Oneg Shabbat archive, Ringelblum's secret records. By 1942, over 83,000 ghetto residents dead from starvation, disease and cold. No exaggeration. But Anna, she channels the pain into action. Devotion becomes her fire. She starts smuggling, tiny terrified runs through gaps in the ghetto wall, bribing lazy guards with trinkets or promises. Dusk falls, she slips out, heart hammering, trading Mum's wedding ring for a few potatoes or a hunk of cheese on the Aryan side. Suspense builds every time. Patrols with snarling dogs prowl the shadows, spotlights sweeping alleys. One night, a beam catches her skirt. She dives into a pile of garbage, holding her breath as boots crunch nearby. Pulse roaring in her ears, she waits, and they pass. Close call, rhetorical. Imagine that terror, one mistake from the end. Facts back it. Those same archives note smuggling supplied 10 to 20% of the ghetto's food, often by women and children like Anna, saving thousands but claiming many lives too. Back home, Jakub waits in the dark, stomach growling. When she returns with treasure, his weak smile. You're a hero, sis. Drama thickens. Typhus keeps killing, bodies carted out daily, but Anna vows, I won't let it take you. Whispers turn to screams by mid-1942, rumors of resettlement in the east. Nazi lies painting pictures of farms and jobs. Don't buy it. Declassified OSS, precursor to CIA intelligence reports, expose the truth. Death camps like Treblinka, factories of murder with gas chambers and mass graves. Anna's contact, Marek from the Polish underground, slips her the brutal details one risky meetup. Sealed trains, people suffocating, then gas. It's annihilation. She pushes back. No, can't be that bad. Denial's a shield, but July 22nd, the gross action unleashes hell. SS storm the ghetto at dawn, whips cracking, trucks idling. They round up 6,000 souls daily, mothers clutching infants, elders pleading. Chaos reigns, gunshots, wails echoing off walls. Elias grabbed in the frenzy. Anna, protect Jakub. I love you. His voice fades as they're shoved into cattle cars. Horror crashes full force, the air thick with fear, families torn apart. Anna thinks fast, stashes Jakub under loose floorboards in their room, covering him with rags and old clothes. Don't make a sound, little brother. I'll draw them off. She feigns a work pass, luring a guard away with chatter. Suspense peaks, boots stomp overhead, voices barking searches. Her hands shake, but she holds steady. They deport over 300,000 in weeks. Most straight to gas. Verified horror from Nuremberg trials, eyewitnesses and camp records, pieced from fragments, confirm Treblinka swallowed 800,000 lives, Zyklon B pellets dropping like death's confetti. Weeks later, word reaches Anna via underground whispers. Dad gassed on arrival, body burned in pits. She collapses in an alley, rage and grief exploding. What kind of evil does this? Devotion hardens. For him, she'll fight on. The ghetto's a hollow shell now, fighters plotting in basements. April 1943, Warsaw ghetto uprising ignites. Not the myth of a well-armed revolt, but a desperate blaze from a few hundred with smuggled pistols and homemade bombs against SS tanks and flamethrowers. Anna links up with the Jewish fighting organization, Zob, her role crucial. Darting between hidden bunkers, carrying coded messages and bullets. In her secret diary, later recovered, she scrawls, "Doing this for Mama, Papa, Jakub." Personal ghosts haunt every step. Dad's final shout, Mom's last breath. The spark hits April 19th. Barricades of overturned carts and furniture go up. Molotovs arc through the air, flames devouring buildings. Smoke billows thick, stinging eyes and lungs. A close friend crumples from a sniper's bullet right beside Anna as she runs. Rhetorical question, can you feel the heat, the certainty of doom closing in? They hold for 27 agonizing days, verified in Armia Krajowa, Polish Home Army, dispatches smuggled to London. Germans respond with fury, raising blocks, 13,000 Jews killed in the fight, another 56,000 shipped to Treblinka. But they buy time, spirits unbroken. Anna's breakout. The sewers, a filthy underworld lifeline. Hand-drawn maps on cigarette wrappers guide a small group. They plunge in under cover of chaos, waist-deep in raw sewage, pitch-black tunnels alive with rats nipping at legs. Echoes of surface pursuits, boots thumping, dogs baying, amplify every slosh. Suspense at fever pitch, a splash behind. Is it a companion or a hunter closing in? Hours stretch eternal, fear claws at Anna's throat. Jakub's hidden safe with a righteous Polish family, promised reunion. They surface on the Aryan side at dawn, caked in muck, gulping clean air. Quick change. Anna becomes Ania Kowalska, a blue-eyed Polish Catholic orphan, complete with forged papers from the resistance and a wooden cross necklace. Sell the story, they coach. But beneath the disguise, a whirlwind of loss and resolve. Devotion pushes her forward, for Jakub, for the family she'd die to honor. Life on the run. A high-stakes game of cat and mouse, from musty attics to remote barns, constant relocations at whispers of raids. Winter 1943-44 bites deep, coal rations nil, frost etching windows, hunger a constant companion. Nightmares assault, replays of ghetto fires, mom's cough, dad's vanishing. Irony stings. Anna lands work as a maid in a German officer's quarters, ears perked for secrets. She palms maps of troop movements, slips them to couriers for Allied radio drops. Facts confirm, Home Army logs detail these underground networks, intel that fueled bombings like those aiding D-Day. Close shaves multiply, a suspicious landlady corners her one evening. Those eyes, you look Jewish. Anna's bluff holds. Just a simple girl from the countryside, ma'am. Lost my folks in the bombings. Heart pounding like a war drum, but devotion steadies her voice. For the brother waiting, the ghosts demanding justice. Interactive moment. Could you bury that trauma, play pretend through endless terror? What keeps you going? Spring 1944, Allied bombs shake Warsaw, signals of hope. Radio snippets buzz, Normandy invasion whispers. But fresh horrors filter through. Auschwitz's scale revealed in escaped reports, 6 million Jews marked for erasure under the Wannsee Conference's cold blueprint. Anna pieces dad's full fate, dragged to chambers, suffocated in minutes, body to the ovens. The blow lands hard in a hidden loft. She rocks with sobs, fists clenched. I should have been there, but the vow renews fiercer. Survive, bear witness. January 1945, the Red Army thunders into Warsaw's smoldering ruins. Liberation, a chaotic mix. Soviet cheers clash with the hollow ache of loss. Crowds surge, but Anna's focus sharp, scouring displaced persons' camps, clutching a faded photo of Jakub. Have you seen this boy? Dark curls, about 9 now. Trains rattle to sites like Bergen-Belsen, endless lines of skeletal survivors, the air heavy with unearthed mass graves and the stench of death. Horror hits visceral, piles of eyeglasses, shoes, the genocide's machinery laid bare. Myths demolished. This wasn't collateral war damage. It was deliberate extermination, proven by photos, gas receipts, and perpetrator confessions at Nuremberg. Anna's desperation peaks, sleepless nights, voice raw from pleading. Please, my little brother. Fate's kind twist, comes summer 45. A crumpled Red Cross letter arrives via underground channels. Jakob alive, in a DP camp near Munich, starved and scarred, but enduring after hiding with sympathetic Poles and surviving a labor camp. Devotion's spark reignites. Anna barters rides, crosses checkpoints in war-weary Europe, papers scrutinized, tensions high. Suspense lingers. A suspicious guard at one border waves her through at the last second. Finally, the camp's barbed gates. Jakob, her cry cuts the din. He bolts from a tent, taller but fragile at 12. The embrace, world-shattering, tears-soaking shirts, bodies trembling. Anna, I dreamed you'd find me. We made it together. Joy laced with sorrow for Mom and Dad, the millions gone. Verified UNRWA, United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration, reports track thousands of such reunions amid the chaos, ships ferrying survivors to new starts. Ellis Island, 1946. America opens its arms. The crossing's rough, Atlantic storms tossing the vessel, but songs in Yiddish steady nerves. Immigration hall buzzes, medical checks, endless questions. Family? My brother. We're all that's left. Brooklyn becomes home, cramped apartment, but freedom's sweet. Anna takes up tailoring like Dad. Jakob hits school with wide eyes at skyscrapers. She marries Max, a fellow survivor with kind hands. 2 kids follow, Sarah and David, raised on gentle versions of the tales, Yiddish lullabies at bedtime. Scars. They run deep. Every Yom HaShoah, candles flicker in silence, memories heavy. Anna steps up, testifying at war crimes hearings, speaking in schools and synagogues. Don't let deniers twist it. Facts are our shield. Emotional anchor, a locket with the family photo, worn smooth over years, symbol of that fierce devotion. Interactive close. Ever wandered a Holocaust memorial? The weight in the air, the echo of stories, chills, right? What myths grind your gears, like Jews went quietly? Nope, uprisings flared from Warsaw to Sobibor. Or it was just orders. Nuremberg proved choice and complicity. What binds you in dark times? Family, faith. Drop your thoughts below. Let's chat. Quick deeper dives to flesh the feels. Pre-war vibes. Anna's first village dance. Jakob's homemade kite soaring. Invasion mayhem. Planes strafing escape roads. Family clutching hands in ditches. Ghetto grind. Desperate barters for onions. Anna's vigil at Mum's bedside. Final hand squeeze. Deportation decoy. Her fake cough to distract, heart in mouth. Uprising intensity, dragging a wounded fighter to cover, bullets whizzing. Sewer dread, claustrophobia rising, fear of drowning in the flow. Hiding hacks, tapping Morse on hidden radios, allied replies crackling hope. Reunion build-up. Atlantic waves, Jakob's first American hot dog, wonder in his eyes. Legacy lives. Anna's story echoes in memoirs like those alongside Elie Wiesel's Night, but hers is uniquely personal, light-piercing, endless dark. Folks, this isn't ancient history, it's a call to remember. Devotion like Anna's? It defies horror, builds bridges. Ponder it, what's your anchor? Stay connected, share away.